So if you're looking to build some super strong freestanding shelves like these ones right here, stick around and I'll show you exactly how to do it. All right, first things first. If you want to build super strong shelves, you're going to want to use 3/4 inch plywood like this here. Now I'm laying this plywood on top of some metal sawhorses, so I'm using scrap 2x4s to act as buffers between the plywood and the sawhorses. That way, when I'm cutting the plywood with my skill saw, the blade will hit the 2x4 and not the sawhorse. But before I cut anything, I want to make sure that the depth of my skill saw goes just slightly below the depth of my plywood. I'm going to measure from the blade of my skill saw to the outside of the saw guide, which works out to be 1.5 inches. I'm going to subtract that measurement from the center line that I've drawn on the plywood. So, if my plywood is 48 inches wide and my center measurement is 24, then I'll have to minus that 1.5 inches, which means I'm going to clamp down my 2x4 guide at 22.5 inches to run my saw along. I'm only going to build 3 shelves because the height of my entire unit is going to be 4 feet high. I'm actually building this for a crawl space, but if I were building it for my garage or a basement, it would be higher and have at least 4 shelves. I'm going to take my two 24-inch pieces of plywood now, put them aside, then I'm going to repeat the whole process. As you can see here, the depth of my saw blade was about 3/16 of an inch deeper than the plywood. I've pre-cut all the pieces I'm going to need to complete the shelving unit. I have 6 8-foot 2x4s, 6 4-footers, 15 pieces at 21 inches, and then the last pile are all 15 inches long. For the frame of the shelf, I'm going to use 2 of my 8-foot 2x4s as well as 5 of my 21-inch 2x4s. I lay my 21-inch pieces in between the 8-foot pieces and screw them together with 3-inch screws, making sure that the end pieces are all flush. Once I have the end pieces screwed in place, I measure for the center. I screw one side in, but before I screw in the other side, I'm going to make sure that my frame is actually square. And the way to do that is to measure diagonally from corner to corner. If both numbers are the same, your frame is square. If the numbers are different, you'll have to twist the frame and kind of maneuver it a little until you get it lined up square. And both my numbers are the same here, so I'm good to continue on. Once my center piece is screwed in, I'm going to measure up the difference between the end of the frame and the center. And I'll do the same thing on the other end, so in total I'll have 5 21-inch pieces every 2 feet or so. Now I can take one of my cut plywood pieces, line it up square to my frame, and screw it down with 1.5 inch screws. I typically always use treated deck screws, either the brown ones or the green ones, because I find that my Robertson bit doesn't slip out of the head of the screw as much as it does on the regular untreated screws. Price-wise, they usually work out to be about the same anyway. Once I have all my shelves completed, I take one of them, flip it upside down, and start attaching my 4-foot 2x4s as the posts. If I wanted this shelving unit to be taller, I would have made these posts 6 or 7 feet long instead of 4 feet, and also made an extra shelf. Use a large speed square or a framing square to make sure that your posts are actually straight. Here, I'm screwing in my 15-inch pieces to the posts. These are my spacers that are actually going to act as shelf supports, but they also determine the distance between the shelves. And at this point, I'm moving everything to the floor so that it's easier to slide my second shelf onto the 15-inch supports. You could make these pieces shorter or longer, depending on how much space you want between your shelves. I've lined up my corners and screwed them in. And for the 2 middle pieces, I'm going to use my speed square to make sure that they're straight before screwing them down. Now I'll add my second row of 15-inch pieces. If you notice, I am putting in my screws on an angle, and I'm doing that because if I put them in perpendicular, they'll actually poke all the way through the other side of the second 2x4. So in this case, I could actually be using 2.5-inch screws, but I don't have any handy, so these 3-inch on an angle are going to have to do. After screwing down my last shelf, I'm going to cut small pieces to fill in the bottom of the posts. These pieces in theory should all be the same size, but depending on your skill level, they might be off slightly. So the easiest way to do this is to trace a cut line on each piece and then mark a corresponding number so you know where each piece is going to go after you cut it. Once you have those all cut to size and installed, you can flip the unit over. But I suggest getting some help because this thing is pretty heavy. And now that it's all done, you can move it wherever you need it to be and load it up with pretty much anything you can think of because this beauty is going to last a lifetime.
When I saw my dad building this, I thought he was making bunk beds for me and my friends. Turns out he was just building really strong shelves. Anyways, if you got something out of this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!